This is pathetic. The reaction of Joe Biden winning the general election from the right is absolutely pathetic. Now, you might say, well, how would you react if Donald Trump was winning the way Biden is? I would be angry. I would be disgusted. But if Donald Trump was getting the popular vote, that would be a fair election if he was getting the popular vote like Biden is. This election is extremely close. It's borderline neck and neck, though Biden so far is doing better in the Electoral College, and he is, I believe, 3 million votes ahead of Donald Trump last time I checked in the popular vote. Thank you, Joe George. Why am I thanking the Libertarian candidate? Well, because you took 1 million votes away that probably could have went to Donald Trump. So as a Democratic voter, thank you. Now, I'm also a leftist. So you might say, why are you excited about Joe Biden winning? Because I'm glad that Donald Trump is a one-term president. That man has already done enough damage to this country as is. His Supreme Court picks are going to be the lasting legacy of his tenure as president for decades to come. The Senate is still Republican. So it's not the victory that people wanted. It's not a Biden landslide, which I knew would be a long shot to begin with. Why? Because Bernie would have done better. Biden tried to campaign as the back to normal president, as the return to sanity candidate. You wonder if that's going to speak well to a lot of voters? Well, obviously it didn't, because even though you have a president who is responsible for 230,000 deaths due to his handling of a horrible pandemic, who crashed the economy, and who has given rise to white supremacy after we had thought for years it had been dormant and gone back into its little hole. And most importantly, Trump's disastrous trade wars with China, which you would think would have given Joe Biden the entire Rust Belt, which it didn't, sadly. But as much as I am disappointed that this isn't a landslide victory for Joe Biden, I am enjoying the levels of desperation coming from these hardcore Trump supporters. The cultish worship they have over this man has been completely unearned and shows a complete patheticness in terms of their psychosis. If you think Donald Trump was some savior, then you're delusional. If you think he's one of the best presidents we've ever had, again, you're delusional. If you think Donald Trump was the savior of America, you need to seek help. I will talk about the good things Trump did. He took the mask off the U.S. empire. So now we have a president who just says, yeah, I'm going to take the oil. Yeah, I'm going to commit a war crime. No masking it with some BS, greater good or grand idea of American exceptionalism. Just say exactly what we are, which is an imperialist superpower, which is disturbing, but also refreshing in the most vile sense. Well, let's just play these clips, because these are hilarious.
I mentioned we are not prepared to give that number.
The Biden crime family stealing the election. The media is covering up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering it up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
There's a woman on the ground. Just wait a minute.
It's coming down.
Let's hear what you got to say. Step back. Listen up.
Step back.
Listen up.
Step back.
Please give us some news.
My name is Scott Whittington. I'm with the Detroit Health Department.
Oh my
What I'm
God.
saying is, he brought the spread out and took a
Okay, why isn't he wearing a mask right there then?
It's
right
right
the guy is covering the windows.
The guy's covering the windows.
He's not wearing a mask.
Everybody step back.
He's right.
people either want a fascist dictatorship or just want a right-wing dictatorship. Just a general right-wing dictatorship. Because if you're freaking out that Joe Biden is winning the popular vote, that just shows that you never cared about freedom as a principle to begin with. You never cared about a fair election to begin with. If you're circulating these obviously fake pictures of, oh, the ballots are being faked, or, oh, it's a ballot harvesting operation, which was not a thing people worried about in 2016, I might add. Don't you think, when John McCain was running, that ballot harvesting would have been an argument they would have used? Those videos were doctored and staged. But I also get it because of the old saying, repeat a lie 1,000 times, and people will believe it's true. That's exactly what Donald Trump did with mail-in voting. Now, frankly, if Trump wanted to prove his legitimacy to the American people, I'm talking about anyone with any sense of belief in the system, that he would say, we are in a pandemic. We have to take precautions. Whether the vote is in my favor or not, my main concern is the safety of the American people. But we all know that was never the case for this man. People try to defend Trump, but we didn't want to cause a panic. There were ways that Donald Trump could have indicated very early on this year that coronavirus was a dangerous threat. He knew about this in February in his leaked interviews with Bob Woodward. He knew, and he said that this is a dangerous virus. He said that, and he did nothing. In fact, he demonized states that tried to instill their own laws to protect their citizens. The major things that'll come out of this is Trump will be a disgrace. Trump might even leave the country, which I'd be happy for. Trump will not be handling this pandemic. You'll have someone actually competent. I'm no fan of Joe Biden. Again, I wanted Bernie Sanders. But Joe Biden will obviously handle this pandemic better than Donald Trump will. I guarantee you he is going to reestablish the pandemic response unit that Trump shut down, which will hopefully lead to a vaccine being made. The greatest quote to describe what's happening with these hardcore Trump supporters who want to stop the vote is this: the chickens are coming home to roost. Powerful person that knows that their time in office is ending, and they are not interested in any semblance of a peaceful transition, will delegitimize the process and make it difficult for anyone to succeed him. And Trump knows, he knows, that if he declared martial law right now, the military would not be loyal to him. The military would arrest him and escort him out of the White House. As much crap as I give the United States military for their imperialism, I am incredibly thankful that they are loyal to the United States over any single sitting president. So much so that regardless of who the president of the United States is, if they start showing obvious signs of authoritarianism in that they refuse to concede the election, then their willingness to force that president out to secure the peaceful transition is something to commend and something to salute. So, I've gotten my little rant out of the way. With that in mind, live long and prosper and have a good day. And if Joe Biden, or when Joe Biden, is declared the 46th President of the United States, let's all pop open some champagne and celebrate that we got this fascist out.